Hello YouTube. Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting on a Fan. Good evening to all of you in YouTube land. Right now the time is approximately 11 p.m. Eastern Time, and the date is Monday, January 3rd, 2022. This is actually not only the night of the new moon in Capricorn, it is also my very first video of the new calendar year, so yay! I wanted to talk about some, actually, before I forget, so because it's a new moon in Capricorn, both the sun and the moon are in Capricorn. So I want to first acknowledge my newest YouTube channel subscriber, Northern Born Southern Roots. For those of you who love scrapbooks, you will love this YouTube channel because their YouTube channel is all about scrapbook mini albums. And I know a few people who have that interest, so I have a feeling I'll be watching a few videos on their YouTube channel. So welcome, Northern Born Southern Roots, to the YouTube channel of yours truly, Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting on a Fan. And for the record, I have the lighting on the floor lamp over there. I have the lighting of the ring light over here. And of course I have my beautiful Yule tree with this gorgeous lighting over here. No fan. It's been a bit chilly today. I feel quite comfortable wearing this baseball sleeved pullover. So, and it's not a light cotton, it's a midweight to heavy cotton. So the fact that I feel comfortable and I'm not dripping in perspiration, that gives you an idea as to how cold it is. But in the meantime, so I wanted to talk about, for years, and keep in mind that I've been, I've accrued more than a few decades worth of solar returns. So for years and years, I've heard people talk about how one year was a good year and another year was a bad year. So what's your criteria? Like, just let's talk about recently. So 2021, was it a good year for you? Was it a bad year for you? Why was it a good year for you? Why was it a bad year for you? And I'm going to tell you a little bit about why, this has been on my mind lately. So some of you know that I had a health scare back in February of 2021, so 11 months ago, and I needed to go into the hospital. And I was in the hospital for a while. Well, short while, 2 months, but whatever. And I remember somebody talking to someone on the phone, somebody that I've known for probably around 30 to 35 years, and she began using my psychic services approximately 25 to 30 years ago. And she asked me back in February, I think it was the first full week or the second full week that I was in the hospital, she asked me, so is 2021 a better year than 2020? I honestly don't remember what my answer was, but I'd like to think that I said yes. And the fact of the matter is that I'm no stranger to being in a hospital, whether as a patient or as somebody visiting somebody in a hospital. So, it's just something that happens. It's something that I have learned to accept as being a part of my life and my world. But I can see how problematic that mental pattern is, so, But I really want to hear from all of you in YouTube land. So why was 2021 a good year for you? Why was 2021 a bad year for you? What is your criteria? And this is what I really want to hear from you about. What is your criteria for what makes a year a good year or a bad year? What is your criteria? What would you say 2021 was? Would you say that it was a good year? Would you say that it was a bad year? And why would you say that it was a good year if that's how you feel about 2021? And if you feel that 2021 was a bad year, then why do you feel that way? Why do you say that? Because here's my perspective. This is just solely for me, Robert Alvarez. I believe that any year that I wake up in the morning and I draw breath, that's a great year. And I can honestly say that in spite of having almost died 3 or 4 times, I lost count, I'll admit it. In 2021, it's not the first time that I've almost died, by the way. Hopefully it will be the last, because I'm like, wait a minute. This is getting ridiculous now. I almost died again. It's like, can I have $1 for every time I almost die, please? It'll be worthwhile. Then I'll just buy a couple of islands, then I'll be set. But seriously, I am curious. Like, what is your determining criteria that is like, okay, this year was officially a good year. This year was officially a bad year. Now, it's also, I feel, a matter of perspective. Let's say for the collective, was it a good year? Was it a bad year? And let's talk about communities in general. Like for the tarot community, was it a good year? Was it a bad year? For the witchy community, was it a good year? Was it a bad year? For the Hispanic community, was it a good year? Was it a bad? We can go on and on and on, which I'd rather not do. But I really want to hear from all of you. Like, what is your determining factor? Like, really, what for you made 2021 a good year or a bad year? And I also feel this is important. I feel that this is necessary. And I am beginning to remember to connect with the community at large. I'm somebody that used to be very antisocial, or at least I perceived myself to be antisocial. I used to be anti-politics, like I wanted nothing more to do with politics. I miss those days, by the way. I don't necessarily miss being antisocial, but I absolutely love the boundaries that I have created and maintained regarding spending time away from people. And I think Isis, the alpha female, agrees with me, courtesy of that hiss, because she loves to be heard but not seen in my videos. So that's all about this video. Again, I want to hear from all of you in YouTube land. What made 2021 a good year for you and why? And if you feel that 2021 was a bad year, then why? I really feel the need to know what the communities and the collective's community guidelines are about this. But for now, I want to thank all of you in YouTube land for honoring who I am and what I do. And also thank you to all of you in YouTube land for honoring Drake, more commonly known as my awesome audiovisual person for my YouTube videos and everything he does. I want to thank all of you for the likes, for the comments, for the shares, especially to social media platforms that I no longer use, like Facebook, as well as social media platforms that I've never used, such as Reddit. And of course for the subscriptions to my YouTube channel. And an extra big and juicy thank you to all of you who have scheduled your sessions. And by the way, I already conducted my first session of the new calendar year, which made me super happy, especially as it was on a dark moon, the day before today's new moon in Capricorn. And especially that big and juicy thank you to those of you who bought me a coffee. I wish all of you an amazingly powerful, incredibly prosperous new moon in Capricorn. May it bring you great success, great autonomy, and great stability. And as always, stay tuned for the next video.